Please respond. Can you all listen me? Yeah. Good morning, Vani. Yes. Good morning. Good morning, Ashwant. Good morning, Pawan Kalyan. Yes. Good morning, Hanok. Yes. Good morning, Likhta. Santosh. Good morning, beta. Yeah. Jasmine. Good morning. Yes. Dinesh Kumar. Good morning, beta. Jogeshwar. Good morning. Yes. Satvika. Good morning. So how was your test, beta? Yes. Any one of you? Yeah. You are raising hand. So you want to say something? Shashank and Anjali. You guys want to say something? Yeah. Good morning, Siddharth. Yes. Tell me, Shashank. Okay. Test was good. So any doubt related to test? You have any doubt? Okay, that's good. Sai Shraddha, that is nice, nice marks. Keep it up. What about chemistry? How many marks you have got in chemistry? Class will start on 11:15, right? So class will start on 11:15. If you have any doubt, please tell me. Till then, let us wait. Yes, good morning, Deepak. Varnoika, good morning, beta. Yes, good morning, Tejaswi. So I'm sharing the screen, right? Okay. So in the last class, we were discussing something regarding equivalent concept. So again, I am asking all of you any doubt regarding the test. You want me to discuss any question? Okay, okay. So how many of you have appeared for the test? Anyone who has not given the test, beta? Yes, yes. What about others? Yes, you can raise your hand. Yes, Sasank, Deepak, yeah, Ishwant, yeah, Vani, Varnokia. What about others? Please raise your hand. Yeah, Hanok also giving. We know. Anil, Tejasvi, Anil, Likhit. What about you? I'm waiting. Venkatesh. Yes. Guys, it is very necessary that you need to attempt the test on the given time. Yes. Shinde also. Hmm. Yeah. Good morning, Sumant. Okay. So only I can see only 10 students have given the test. What about others? Beta Karthik, Mansa. Yeah. Okay. Siri also given. Okay. Please do appear for the test, right? Okay, fine, fine, fine. So let us start with our class, right? In the last class, yeah, good morning, Shiva Ram Kumar. So in the last class, we have started equivalent. So I am just repeating it. Equivalent concept, right? we have understood method 1. In method 1, we need to check the mass of part of element with respect to 1 gram of hydrogen, 8 gram of oxygen, and 35.5 gram of chlorine. But 1 gram of hydrogen in its hydride, 8 gram of oxygen in its oxide, and 35.5 gram of chlorine in its chloride. This was the basic definition. Okay, this is if you know any compound in its hydride, you can easily calculate equivalent mass of that element, right? Or you know its oxide, then also you can calculate. We have done enough examples in the similar manner, right? But I have told you that it is not always possible to have hydride, oxide, and chloride, right? So in such cases, we are using another method, method 2. It says equivalent weight is nothing but molecular weight or molar mass divided by some factor, and that was termed as valency factor, right? So we need to identify this valency factor. Once we are able to calculate this valency factor, then we can easily find out equivalent weight. E is nothing but equivalent weight or mass. Right. So we have already done for acid. For acids, it is nothing but number of replaceable H plus. Right. Or you can say used H plus in a reaction. Used H plus in a reaction. How many H plus it has used, right? So for example, S3PO2, S3PO3, and then S3PO4. In this case, I have already told you S3PO2, the N factor is nothing but, or valency factor is 1. In this case, it is 2. It can be 1 or 2, and in this case, it can be 1, 2, or 3 depending upon the reaction. If reaction is not given, then it will be 3, right? So this is the maximum, and this is also maximum for S3PO3. This acid is known as hypophosphorus acid. This is phosphorus acid, and this is phosphoric acid, right? So in this case, if you see, oxidation number is +5, oxidation number is +3, +1. So on the basis of oxidation number, you can learn this. Valency factor, beta. Anok, it is valency factor or N factor? Valency factor. So see, beta, if some acid is given in its highest oxidation number, you can see ic. There always be ic. If oxidation number is decreasing, then it will become us. Again, its oxidation number is decreasing, then it will be represented with the hypo and us, right? So this is which you can notice, observe. Ic, us. Here it is hypo and us. Okay. Just see, this is what we have done in the last class. And for the bases, for base alkalis, number of replaceable OH minus. This is known as hydroxide or used OH minus. Right. NaOH, the valency factor is 1. For NH4OH also, it is a base, ammonium hydroxide, important base, ammonium hydroxide. For this also, valency factor is 1 beta, calcium hydroxide. So depending upon the reaction, if it is using 1 or 2, so maximum is 2, right? Then just a second, did I tell? Okay, I have not told you one more thing. So this is important thing which I have not told you in the previous class. Note, there is one acid H3BO3, that is boric acid. Okay, this is also acid. This doesn't give H plus, it takes OH minus, and it takes only one, right? So it becomes BOH4 minus. Earlier it is like this, BOH, OH, OH. So it takes one OH minus. That is why the valency factor of it is also 1. So you should remember this. It doesn't, you can remember that it is not using its H plus, right? It is not using its H plus, it is taking, it is accepting OH minus. So it is also behaving as acid, it is taking OH minus. That is why its valency factor is 1 only, because it is taking only one OH minus, right? So earlier it is, so it behaves like this. So you can remember this thing. Another is borax. This is Na2B4O7 dot, I think, 5H2O. So this is, if someone asks you the valency factor of this thing, its valency factor is 2. For now, you can just remember this valency factor of borax. Is it okay, Deepak? So today we are going to learn some good things, beta, right? Calculation of valency factor. It's a very important topic, and we will try to find out valency factor of anything, right? If anything is given, we will be able to calculate its valency factor. Oh man, who is this? Oh no, come on. Yes, so did you get it, beta, or not? Yes, fine. So this is what we have discussed till the last class, right? So these two things you can remember, beta. These are something. This boric acid we use in the carom, okay? When in the carom board, right? This is used, boric acid. Okay, fine. Okay, so I have already told you about salt as well. Third thing was salt. So in this case, I have told you case A. When salt is not participating, or salt is not undergoing any change in oxidation number, or it is not participating. If any salt is given, not taking part in reaction, or not undergoing change in oxidation number. Change in oxidation number. Right. For such cases, I have already told you, for if a salt is given, only salt is given, right? So in that case, you need to do only one thing, calculate calculate total charge on all the cation, total charge on all the cations, or either you do this thing or all the anion. Calculate anything, right? Either to calculate charge on all the cations or all the anions. I have already given you some examples. For example, if it is written like this, AX BY. Okay, how will you calculate n factor of this thing? You need to identify the total charge on cations. Cations are positively charged. Cations positively charged, anions negatively charged. Okay, cations are positively charged, anions are negatively charged. So considering that, we have done already crisscross method. Something is given. If it is x, it is y, then only we are going to write it AX BY, right? Surely it is telling the charge. X is charge on Y, B, and Y is charge on A. So it is nothing but A plus Y and V minus X. And if you see, X number of A atoms are there and Y number of V atom. It is very important, beta. It is very important to write such kind of reactions. Now, if you calculate the total charge is nothing but the valency factor will become X into Y. You calculate from anywhere. This is how you need to calculate the valency factor for a salt which is not undergoing any change in oxidation number. Yes, Karthik, please tell me, did you get it? Karthik, all of you get this or not? You can raise your hand as well. Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Clear. Great, great, great. Oh, fine, fine, fine. Good, 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 good. Good. Good to see your response. Thanks. Fine, fine. Fine. Okay, that's good. Okay, so anything is given if it is not undergoing change in oxidation number or not taking part in any. So something is given. This we are going to use in electrochemistry, right? Electrochemistry it will be used. I have already told you there can be two types of reaction. One is in which oxidation number is changing, that will be known as redox reaction. Other type of reaction in which oxidation number is not changing. Okay, so that those are termed under non-redox reaction. And then there is another type of reaction, acid base reaction. In those cases also oxidation number does not change. In acid base reaction also. So you need to carefully observe that whether oxidation number is changing or not, right? But if oxidation number is changing, if something is participating, and case B, salt given in a reaction, okay, salt given in a reaction, and now first, this is very important, we are going to do some 5 or 6 cases, right? And all of them are very important. Salt given in a reaction and oxidation number of only one atom, one element is increasing or decreasing. Only one element is undergoing change in oxidation number, right? So for example, K2Cr2O7, it is changing into this. So for such cases, valency factor is nothing but change in oxidation number per molecule or per mole. So if you see, in this case only chromium is undergoing change in oxidation number, right? So what will be your valency factor? Quickly tell me. Yes. Check it once again, beta Santosh. It is written per molecule. Yeah, Ravi, that is absolutely right. 6. It will be 6 beta. The answer will be 6. Okay. So you need to check per molecule beta. So there are two atoms, right? I have told you, I have taken this example in the previous class also. So this case, valency factor will become change in oxidation number, that is 6 minus 3. But per molecule, there are two atoms of chromium, so it will come as 6. Okay, I will take some other examples. Cl2 going into Cl minus. And there is another example, Cl minus going into Cl2. Right? So then MnO4 minus converting into Mn plus 2 in acidic medium. MnO4 minus converting into MnO2 in neutral medium. Then MnO4 minus converting into in basic medium into MnO4 minus 2. So in the first case, beta, in the first case, if you want to calculate the change in oxidation number, it is changing from 0 to -1. So change in oxidation number, valency factor of chlorine will become, I am writing for chlorine. So it will become, for chlorine, it will become 2, there are two atoms and change in oxidation number is 0 minus of -1, that is 2. There are two atoms of chlorine which are undergoing change in oxidation number. Okay, and for each there is decrease in 1. In this case, it is nothing but valency factor of chlorine, that will be, there is only one atom, 1 into change is nothing but 0 minus of -1, that is also, so in this case it is 1. So you need to see the atoms which are undergoing change in oxidation number, total number of atoms. That is very important beta. You need to find it out, right? So this case which we have done, it can happen in acidic medium as well as basic medium. Acidic medium also it will give this, and same valency factor. So dichromate ion, this is known as dichromate ion, potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate has agar if you want to calculate its equivalent weight of potassium dichromate, what will be its molar mass divided by 6? This is what we want to calculate. We want to calculate molar equivalent weight. So it is nothing but m by 6. Is it okay, beta? Now coming to MnO4 minus. MnO4 minus, we have done this thing. In this case, if you see, its equivalent weight will become m by 5. If you see, it is coming from +7 to +2. In this case, it will become m by 3. And in this case, it will become by m by 1. This is very important, beta. You need to memorize this. Tell me, is this okay? Yes, this thing, I am just marking it with this thing. So this is having purple color. It is purple color, beta. Whenever this is of purple color. Okay, and this is it is of pink color, beta. This is pink colored. This is pink colored. So this is purple. Purple or pink, they also say purple. This is pink. Okay. You need to just calculate Satyuka change in oxidation number per molecule. So if you see here, it is M +7 and it is undergoing to +2. So change in oxidation number is valency factor for this is 7 minus 2, that is 5. So that is why the equivalent weight will become m by 5. In this case, if you see, it is +4 and it is +7 again. Valency factor is nothing but 7 minus 4. So its equivalent weight is nothing but m by 3. In this case, it is +7 and here it is +6. Right? That is why I have written like this. For such cases, in this case, you need to remember how many atoms are undergoing change in oxidation number. Right? So chromate ion, dichromate ion also in acidic medium or basic medium, it gives only this thing, Cr+3. So its equivalent weight is nothing but m by 6 only. But for permanganate ion, this is permanganate ion, beta. Okay, this is potassium permanganate. If this is permanganate ion, for permanganate ion, this is like that. Okay, for KMNO4, KMNO4, right? So if they give you KMNO4, then you need to find out like this. Okay, so this was like if only one atom is changing and it is giving only one atom in the products, right? But if case there is second another thing, one atom undergoing change in oxidation number, undergoing change in oxidation number and giving two more than one product having same atom with same oxidation number. I will tell you. Let's say the reaction is given similar to this Cr2O7. It is converting into some product like say Cr+3 and Cr+3. Right? One can be chloride and other can be oxide. Let's say it can be chromium chloride and it is Cr2O3. There are two products. And in both the product, the oxidation number of chromium is +3. How will you calculate valency factor in such cases? Same as first. Okay, same calculation as first. Calculate the valency factor change in oxidation number. So here in this case, it is +6. So 2 into 6 minus, or you can write one atom is going into 6 minus 3 plus 6 minus 3. So nothing but 6. Same calculation, right? So you need to understand there can be two compounds. One can be hydride, chloride, oxide, fluoride, anything other. But in both the cases, oxidation number is same, right? So in such cases, this is very trivial example. Okay. Did you get it? Yes. Okay. Fine. So, but there can be another case. Third one. One atom is undergoing change in oxidation number. Okay. And giving more than one product having same atom but with different oxidation number. So I am writing this. This is very important case. Okay, copy, paste. different oxidation number. This is important. Okay. So in this case, in above case, the equivalent weight will become m by 6. This is important. To solve such reaction, you need to require balanced reaction should be given. Is required. Right? For example, if I give that Mn plus 7 is converting into Mn plus 6 and Mn plus 4. Right? It is given 2. Right? I am writing Mn plus 2. Wait. Wait. Just a second. I'm just taking one example. Okay. In this case, some balanced reaction will be given beta. Then only you can calculate. Right? So if you want to calculate, if you see total change in oxidation number is, in this case, very carefully, just look at the screen. The total change in oxidation number is how much? This is undergoing change in oxidation number 3. And here it is 5. Right? So total change is 8. But you are taking 2 moles. There are 2 moles which are undergoing change in oxidation number of 8. So what is meant by reaction? It is reaction, beta. Harshita, it is reaction. It is reaction. So I am writing it in short. You cannot write in your school exam. So in this case, valence reaction is given, and if you see total change in oxidation number, total change is how much? 7 minus 4 plus 7 minus 2. That is nothing but, if you see, it is 8. So change your valency factor will become, in this case, valency factor is nothing but change in oxidation number per mole, per molecule. So there are, if you say 2 molecules are undergoing change in oxidation number of 8, so valency factor is 4. Right? So I will take another example. If it is given like this, 3 Mn plus 7 . If it is given like this, so in this case, if you see, there are 2 atoms which are undergoing change in plus 7 to plus 6. So you can write total change is 2 into 7 minus 6 plus 7 minus 4. So this is nothing but, or you can take this example. Take just 2. Here 2. So it will become 2. Right? So it will become 10, and that is 13. But you are taking 3 moles. Right? So your valency factor will become nothing but 13 by 3. This is your valency factor. Did you get it, beta? For such case in which atom is undergoing change in oxidation number and giving more than one product having same atom with a different oxidation number. So in such case, you require the balanced oxidation number. Is it okay, beta? Tell me, is it okay? But in this case, if you see, oxidation number, because there are 3 moles, beta. Satvika, so total change is 13. You need to divide by per molecule. I have already told you per molecule of reactant. So valency vector is nothing but change in oxidation number upon number of molecules. Okay, number of molecules of reactant. But if you see in this case, either the oxidation number is increasing or it is decreasing, right? It is in this case, if you see, it is only decreasing. In both the case, it is decreasing, right? Right. Now there is another case, fourth. More than one atom of salt undergoing either increase in oxidation number or decreasing oxidation number. Either increase in oxidation number or decrease in oxidation. This is very important example. This is, you will see again and again. So if I take an example like Cu2s, it converts into Cu plus 2 and SO2. In this case, it is very simple. Just total change in oxidation number will be your valency factor, the total change in oxidation. So if you see, so valency factor is nothing but total change in oxidation number. Total change in oxidation number, right? Just check. Just check, beta. Here copper is in +1 and sulfur is in -2. And it is converting, copper is getting into +2 and sulfur in +4. So you can see oxidation number is increasing. So this is a case in which both atoms of the salt, right? More than one atoms of the salts are either increasing or decreasing, right? So in this case, you need to just calculate total change in oxidation number. So for this case, valency factor will be nothing but change in oxidation number of copper, that is 2 into 2 minus 1 plus 1. There is only one sulfur, so 4 into minus of -2. So the total change in oxidation number is nothing but 8. So this is its valency factor. So if someone asks you the equivalent weight of Cu2s in this reaction, it is nothing but molecular mass by 8. Did you get it? Or I will explain it once again. Tell me, beta. In this case, if you see copper as well as sulfur, both of them are changing their oxidation number. Copper as well as sulfur. Till now, what we are seeing? Till now, we have seen that only one atom was changing its oxidation number. But in this case, you see more than one atom are changing its oxidation number in a given salt. So in this salt, copper as well as sulfur is undergoing change in oxidation number. But there is one thing, both of them are undergoing oxidation. Copper is also increasing its oxidation number, sulfur is also increasing its oxidation number. So if such case is given, you just calculate total change in oxidation number. So total change in oxidation number of copper and total change in oxidation number of sulfur. Right? So total change in oxidation number of copper, and this is total change in oxidation number of sulfur. And you add it, that will be your valency factor. But you do not, this is not balanced reaction, beta Hanok. Balanced reaction will be given, right? This is not balanced reaction. This is not complete reaction. We are just checking one salt. This is not complete reaction, beta. All of them which we have written till now, these are not complete reactions. We are writing reactions with respect to only the salt which we want to calculate the oxidation number or the valency factor. Fine. So I am writing only half reactions. I am writing only half reactions. These are not balanced reaction, beta. You can balance them easily. Okay, fine. Fine. So I hope everyone. Yes, did you get it now? Right? Acha. Then there is another case, fifth case, fifth one. When more than one atoms, generally two atoms in the salt undergoes change in oxidation number, change in oxidation number, right? In the previous case, the change in oxidation number was in the same direction. Either it was increasing or decreasing. But in this case, one atom is oxidized. One atom is oxidized. One atom is oxidized, and other is getting reduced. Other getting reduced. For example, KClO3. If I heat it, then it will become KCl and O2. So if you see, chlorine is going from -1 to, sorry, chlorine is undergoing change in oxygen +5 to -1, but oxygen is going from -2 to 0. So for such cases, valency factor can be calculated. In this case, nothing is, just you either, sir, it's change or charge. Change, beta, it's change, undergo change. Change it is. It is change written, right? In this case, it is nothing but if one is increasing and one is decreasing, you just check total number of electron. Yeah, you can say increase in oxidation number, total change in total increase in oxidation number. You calculate either total increase in oxidation number, or you can calculate total decrease in oxidation number. Okay, either you calculate increase or decrease. Okay, that will be your valency factor. Let us first calculate increase in oxidation number. So valency factor by calculating increase in oxidation number. So if you see, increase in oxidation number is going for oxygen. It is taking place for oxygen. So if you see, calculate, there are 3 atoms of oxygen. So it will be 3, 0 minus minus of 2. That is 6. So increase in oxidation number is 6 per molecule, right? This is per molecule, per molecule. Let us calculate by other method if we want to calculate decrease in oxidation number per molecule. For chlorine, the atom is only 1, but change in oxidation number is 5 minus of -1, that is 6. So either way you calculate, the oxidation number, change in oxidation number is coming same, and its valency factor will become 6, and its equivalent weight will become m/6. Tell me, did you get it? Tell me, did you get it? Please, I am waiting for your response. Clear, okay. So these are some, see, in exam, they will not give you the heading. You need to identify by yourself which case the question can be solved by which case, or question belongs to which case. This is your responsibility. So you need to revise notes again and again. Even you can even remember the examples, right? In the previous case, both atoms were undergoing change in oxidation number in the same direction, but in this case, one is getting oxidized, other getting reduced. So the method to calculate valency factor has also changed. Okay, the next one, sixth, very important, and this is very important. salt or compound which undergo disproportionation reaction. Something is given which undergoes disproportionation reaction. How will you calculate its oxidation valency factor? So it is having two cases, beta. It is having two cases. One case, right? So disproportionation reaction, do you remember? It is those kind of reaction in which same element, okay, when one element is getting oxidized as well as reduced, right? So in the first cases, when same number of moles of reactant getting reduced and oxidized. For example, H2O2, it undergoes disproportionation. But in this case, if you see, 1 mole is getting converted into H2O and another mole is getting converted into O2, right? So 1 mole is getting oxidized and 1 mole is getting reduced. So you can calculate, for such cases, you can calculate simply figure out the change in oxidation number for reduction reaction or oxidation reaction, right? So in this case, 1 mole is getting oxidized and other is getting reduced. You can see H2O, 1 mole of H2O is getting converted into H2O and another mole of H2O is getting converted into O2. So same number of moles are getting converted, right? Or you can write like this. You can write like this or this. H2O2 plus H2O2, they are getting converted into H2O and O2, right? So in this case, this is converting from -1 to -2. Reduction is taking place. And another case, -1 to 0. So same molecule is undergoing oxidation as well as reduction, right? For this case, change in oxidation number is how much? 2 into, if you check -1 minus of -2, that is 2. For above case, change in oxidation number 2 into 0 minus of -1, that is also 2. See, it is same. Oxidation number, if you do by both method, the oxidation number is change in oxidation number is same. Is it okay? So you can write, just remember, if H2O2 is behaving as reducing agent, its oxidation of its valency factor is 2. When H2O2 is behaving as reducing agent, its oxidation number or its valency factor is 2. When H2O2 is behaving as oxidizing agent, then also its oxidation number or its valency factor is nothing but 2. But if it wants to ask the valency factor of this reaction, in this case, what is its valency factor? Then it is nothing but, if you see, total change in oxidation number is 2, so its valency factor is nothing but valency factor is 2. There are 2 moles, that is 2, so it is 1. So in this complete reaction, its valency factor is 1. But if you want to calculate it as a reducing agent or oxidizing agent, then its valence factor is 2 and it is also 2. But this is the case when same number of moles of reactant are getting reduced or oxidized. Did you get it? This is very important case of H2O2, frequently asked. Please tell me. So such cases in which same molecule is undergoing oxidation and reduction. So such cases you need to, if they are asking for oxidizing agent, then just just calculate change in oxidation number. If they are asking for oxidizing agent, then also just calculate the change in oxidation number. But if they are asking for the complete reaction, so you have already calculated change in oxidation number. Now there are 2 moles, so you need to divide by 2. So 2 by 2, that is 1. There is another method. The oxidation number in such cases, the valency factor is nothing but valency factor as oxidizing agent plus valency factor as reducing agent. This is its method. So if you want to calculate for H2O2, its valency factor will become, as oxidizing is 2, as reducing is also 2. So if you calculate, it is 1. So valency factor of H2O2 is nothing but complete, it is 1. This is another formula. This is another formula, right? Okay, fine. I'll discuss it and other with some other examples also. Let us move to another case. Till now we have discussed how many? 6. But there might be a case of disproportionation reaction in which disproportionation reaction, atoms or molecules undergoing oxidation and reduction are not same. If they are not same, beta, okay, there might be cases in which both of them are not same. For example, I am taking, I have done one case with you. Br2 in the presence of OH minus, it converts into Br minus and BrO3 minus. Right, this we have done, and we have also balanced it. So such cases, in both the cases, for this also beta, you require a balanced reaction. Balanced reaction is required. For such cases also balanced reaction is required, beta. So we have already balanced such kind of example I have given for homework. So I have given that this 6 moles and this becomes 5, right? If you remember this. This becomes 10 and that is written perfectly. This will become 2, right? We have done this. We have already balanced this reaction, right? So such case, if you can see the total change in oxidation number, how much? Calculate 0 minus of -1, right? Or you can write it separately. 5 moles of Br2 undergoing change in, then they are become 10 Br minus. If you write, then it will become 10 Br minus, right? So it will take 10 electrons, right? 10 electrons. And for the other case, 1 Br2, it is undergoing change in oxidation number and giving BrO3 minus. So it will 10 electrons. This is what, beta? This is reduction reaction. In this case, reduction of this thing is taking place, and in this case, oxidation is taking place. I am explaining it once again. Satvika, it is not balanced reaction beta. There will be H2O, there will be OH minus, right? Those will be present. Satvika, those things will be present beta, OH minus. This is not balanced reaction beta. I am just considering this reaction with respect to bromine only. If you take bromine in presence of OH minus, it gets converted into Br minus and BrO3 minus. So if it is given to you, just assume that it is given to you, right? Is it okay? Is it okay? Just assume that it is given to you beta, that bromine in presence of OH minus provides this. If you see, I have already taken this example. We have done the balancing of this question also, right? That is why I am writing it. Okay, in this case, if you see, it is behaving as oxidizing agent because it is taking electron, it is itself getting reduced. And in this case, it is behaving as reducing agent. You can easily see, right? So if you want to calculate the valency factor of this salt or bromine as oxidizing agent, it is nothing but 10 moles per 5 molecules. So 10 by 5, that is 2. Its valency factor is 2. And in this case, if you see valency factor as reducing agent, it is nothing but how much? 10 by change in oxidation with 10 and only one molecule. So it is 10, right? So its valency factor for oxidizing and reducing is not same. So you can calculate the valency factor as OA plus valency factor as RA. This I have given you the formula. So valency factor of compound total reaction for complete reaction as 2. Here it is 1 by 10. So you can solve it 10. It will become 5 plus 1. Okay. So valency factor of Br2 in reaction, right? In reaction, complete reaction, it will become 10 by 6. So this is important, beta. Did you get it? Just check it once again, then I will explain. This is your formula, beta, for disproportionation reaction type of. If you want to calculate valency factor for disproportionation reaction, complete disproportionation reaction, then it will be calculated by using this formula. I will give you some questions, right? Quickly tell me, did you get it or not? Come on, come on. Yes, okay, okay. So I am giving some questions. Okay, just try to solve. Calculate N factor. N factor or valency factor both are same thing of reactants in the given chemical change. In the following reaction, right? First is K2Cr2O7. In the acidic medium, it is converted into Cr plus 3. Second, C2O4 minus 2 getting converted into CO2. Third, beta, S2O3 minus 2 getting converted into SO4 minus 2. Fourth, I minus getting converted into ICl. Okay, come on, calculate. Calculate valency factor of this. Give me the answers. Also, you can solve this. Fifth, MnO4 minus converting into Mn2O3. Yeah, first is 6 beta we have done already. This is 2 into 6 minus 3, that is 6. Very good, plus 6. Yes, Santosh, that is right, absolutely right. I am waiting for your response. Come on, guys. Okay, fine. So if you see here, it is 3 beta and it is 4. So valency factor is nothing but there is only one atom which is undergoing oxidation number. A product is also 1. So 2 into 4 minus 3, that is 2. You need to write the atoms beta, right? In this case also, if you see, it is plus 2 and it is plus 6. So valency factor is nothing but there are 2 atoms of sulfur which are undergoing change in oxidation from 6 to 2 to 6. So it will become 8, right? In this case, valency factor, here it is plus 1. So change in oxidation number, only one atom is there. So 1 minus 1, 1 minus of minus 1, it will become 2. Okay, do not commit a mistake that you write valency factor is 0 in this case. So it is a good example. You cannot write valency factor is 0. That is wrong for this case. Valency factor for this case, it is nothing but plus 7. Here if you see 3, so it becomes 1. You need to see the atoms of only, you do not need to see this thing, right? If it is asked with respect to MnO4 minus, so you need to see how many Mn atoms are undergoing. Only one atom is undergoing change. So it is 7 minus 3, that is 4. Did you get it? Did you get it? I will share some questions. I will share some assignment and I will expect you to solve that, right? Please go through the notes. It is very important, right? So it is okay. It is okay. I will repeat all of these things. I will try to explain it again in the next class, right? And we will understand law of equivalence. Okay, law of equivalence, which is very important, which will help you to solve the reactions very quickly. Yeah, beta, I will share. Okay, Ishwant. Fine. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.